back with you bright and early this morning. We've been at it all night long cooking pork butts. They're going a little slower than what I thought they were going to.
Yeah, use the open hand. You can go a little higher. You want to know, you put it on there. You can go a little more than that. Yeah, okay, that's a little much. See, yeah, like up here, so that it spreads out. There you go. And turn your bottle so that this is parallel to your rub. You can't really see from the bad lighting, but look on the camera. See how it's changing color?
Yeah.
So you're doing good. Okay. Excellent. Get some all on this area. Excellent. Yep, looks good. Looks good. All right, get this piece.
Man, yesterday was hectic as could be. Didn't get a whole lot of footage from yesterday. So what happened was we lost track of time.
Yep.
We were building our schedule over here for the pork butts, and I just so happened to be looking at my watch to reference what we were putting down there and realized, oh my goodness, we got to turn in our anything but in 1 hour. It was exactly 1 hour, and we hadn't even started putting it together yet. The only thing we had done was cook the flat iron steak, smoke the flat iron steak, and that was the only thing done. We hadn't even started building the pizza yet or building the cheesecakes, which would turn in the half hour after that. We had to do all this together, and kind of called us with our pants down and learned some lessons from it. And we already knew we were working on these schedules. We were talking about doing it. We just didn't prioritize the importance of how soon we should do it.
Yeah.
You see behind me here, we got schedules for pork, chicken, and ribs. We've made all these schedules. This is a little bit of a military lesson for me from many years ago. We backwards planned this. So we started off at the top with the turn-in time for each item, and we went backwards from there to get us to where we needed to start on things. And then at the very bottom, takes us 3 minutes and 18 seconds to walk to where we got turn-in everything. So that's an important portion of it. It's a key factor.
That last one. So a massive pile of trimmings off these pork ribs that we were preparing to cook for the judges. We don't waste anything, taking all this home, and it'll get cooked up as rib tips. That's good enough for that one. We'll fill up another one.
Which color do you want me to stick them in?
So we're on track. What we got going on right now is we got the ribs over there in the offset.
Good or more?
More. Okay.
So we're watching the ribs closely. As soon as I can touch those and not pull any
Rub.
off of it, then we're going to wrap them. We were planning to wrap it 2 hours. We're running them a little bit hot. We're running about 275-ish. And I'm doing that on purpose so that they'll bite off and not pull off.
Well, my apologies for this. I thought my microphone was off, so I pressed and held the button for 3 seconds like you're supposed to turn it on, and it turns out it was in fact on, and I turned it off, so no audio here. But what I'm doing, we got the ribs out of the offset, and we're doing our wrap right now. I'm showing Steven how to do it, and Steven's going to take over and do the next two. Putting a little bit of maple sugar on them. They'll get a little dose of honey, and then some butter, and double wrapped and put right back on the smoker. So you saw an unfamiliar face back here in the background. That was my brother Jason. He came out and helped us Friday night after his golf tournament and hung out with us all night long, and very appreciative of his help. We would not have been able to pull this off without some more hands on deck. And he pretty much from this point on took on fire management and taking care of these ribs the rest of the day, while Steve and I were doing a whole multitude of other things.
You got the pork butts going in the Laredo. We're getting ready to pull our chicken out of the brine. We get the brine, what, around 3 o'clock this morning?
Yeah.
No, it was earlier than that. It was 1 o'clock. Oh,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I wrote it down.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. They went in the brine at 2 o'clock.
Yep.
They were supposed to go in at 1:30. We didn't quite make that. It was 2 o'clock. Man, these chicken thighs look horrible. I'm never, ever buying this chicken thigh brand ever again. And it is what it is.
As long as we can get 6 good ones, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get 6 good ones. We're going to get 6 that are similar to each other. But these things were butchered by the factory before I ever laid a finger on them. It was really hard to do anything with. Too late in the game to run out and get anything else. All the stores were closed last night. We couldn't wait till this morning to do it. So it is what it is. We'll cook it and see how it turns out. And so that's kind of where we're at on everything.
Yeah, I mean, we still mostly just waiting for temp on the pork butts too, and but luckily for us, we don't actually have to have them off the grill until at least 10. So I mean, we still got a little bit of time left. Yeah, it's only 7:30, so we still got a little bit of time left for the pork butts.
So there's, between the backyard and the Masters, there's like 43 teams up here, I think. And we did walk around a little bit last night. We were cooking all night long last night. We put pork butts on at 11:20 p.m. And that's because I've cooked pork butts at home in this offset, and they took from rub time to eating time 14 hours. So that's how we made our plan. And we're going to be in that ballpark. These might come in a little bit ahead of that, but it's okay. It's not that big a deal. We can rest it for an hour and then hold it in a cooler for several hours after that. So I'm not really worried about that. It's kind of funny, we were talking about last night that the last thing to turn in is the first thing we start cooking.
Yeah, and then just like he said, we walked around and looked. There was probably I'd say maybe like 1 or 2 other guys cooking, but everybody else didn't start until maybe 6 o'clock this morning. It's crazy that that everybody else got to sleep at night when we're out here all night working.
Yeah, so around with all those teams, We were up all night long cooking. Walked up and down the street a couple times, going to the restaurant and stuff, and there were 3 to 4 teams actively cooking. And around 3 in the morning, it grew to about 12. But 5 o'clock or so this morning, everybody was full board cooking everywhere. So very few teams up all night long, and we just had to do it. There was no way around it.
And trust me, we're both feeling it. Our feet and our backs, everything's sore. But I mean, I guess it'll be worth it in the end, hopefully.
All right, so we are creeping up on 2 minutes to go. I'm going to get these chickens out and pat them dry out of the brine, and we're going to get a rub on them, get them started. They are the first thing to turn in and the last thing we're starting to cook, but that's just how it works out. You know, it's going to be pretty quick cook. We're figuring about 2.5 hours for those.
Here's another enjoyable portion of the video where I thought the microphone was on and it was not. I'm just taking these chicken thighs out of the brine. Our brine was pretty simple. It was just chicken stock, garlic, and onions. And it's sitting there for about 6 hours, I think it was.
And we're going to make a Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce here in a little bit once we get the chicken going and we decide how much longer our ribs may or may not be in the offset.
It's good.
And so we're going to make some Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce.
I told you we were going to make Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce. That's exactly what we're doing right now. What I'm doing right now is I got about 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 cloves of garlic smashed, and half of onion just roughly chopped. This is going to all get filtered out of the sauce at the end. This does not go in the sauce. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Alright, we're doing 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. What I've done here is just get these onions fragrant. And now we're going to go with some other ingredients. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I like to call it Woo sauce because Worcestershire sauce is just too hard to say.
W sauce.
1 cup of brown sugar. That extra little bit of richness. I have a little bit of experience making barbecue sauces, and always add butter for a little bit of richness. Steven, start. Don't let it burn. We need to turn it down. Go ahead and turn it down now.
I love brown sugar.
It just gets everywhere. It clumps up.
Well, clumping up's better than regular sugar. Regular sugar is, I think, is just too fine and loose. Oh, look at that. It's already turned into a good-looking sauce.
Alright, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste.
It's just funny. It looks like it's coming out of a toothpaste container.
Black pepper right there. Black pepper right underneath the W. You bought this big old thing to use a tablespoon of black pepper. Alright, half a tablespoon of black pepper. teaspoon, so I'll guess in there. I guess I could use one of these that we bought specifically for this. Oh, there's a half a tablespoon right there.
Man, look at that.
That looks about what we put in there.
I agree.
My favorite ingredient. This is my own addition because I love the flavor of this stuff in sauces and soups and stews. Dizzy Big Cow Lick. And I'm putting a tablespoon, but you can see there, it's a little more than a tablespoon. And there it goes. And last but not least, in with 1 can of Dr. Pepper. Alright, now we're going to let this come to a simmer. We're not going to allow it to boil. That will cook the sugars in it and give it a burnt flavor. We want to absolutely avoid that. Alright, so we basically cooked this down to flavor. Stephen kept working it until we were happy with the flavor. I'm straining out all the onions and garlic. I don't want chunks in my sauce. So we're happy for the onions having helped us create our flavor profile, but it's time for them to go. That is the base, and now we will add 2 cups of ketchup to that. Get it nice and mixed up, and we're done. 2 cups of ketchup.
I gotta get that other pork butt. It's gotta go in the cooler now.
Make sure we don't get those mixed up.
We're also going to make a sauce for the ribs. Now, not a whole lot of work involved in that. We're just going to use Boo's Hog Champion blend and going to add some maple syrup to it. The rubs that we put on the ribs have maple sugar in them, and we're going to try and play on that flavor. I did test run of that last week at the house, and I made 3 different styles of ribs and passed them around to 7 people, I think it was total, and 5 of those people chose that rib as their favorite. So that's how I decided to go with that for this competition. The ribs, we got 3 racks, and they're all a little bit different in their own way. So I'm kind of concerned about how we're going to get 6 equal ribs to send to the judges, but we will get there. We'll have 6 pretty close to each other.
Hey, that's the important thing. We gotta have at least 6. Which means we get to eat the rest.
That's right. Everything that we're not taking up the judging stand, except for the People's Choice Butt. The People's Choice Butt is a competition that they gave us a butt for that, and the public is going to vote on the best out of everybody who's doing it. I think they're doing 15 of them, and the city takes all of that back and they donate it. So that's a positive, good thing. Outside of that, everything here that doesn't walk up to the judge's station is going to get eaten by us.
Yep.
Going home to our families and probably get lunch from a little bit here today.
I'm hoping. I mean, 'cause it's already 7:31, and they said they was gonna have breakfast for us at 7. They're running late.
All right. Speaking of running late, we're supposed to be taking chicken out of the around 7:30. It's 7:31, so we better get to work.
Yeah.
All right, that is the end of this episode. Make sure you check out the next episode to see the finished product on all the stuff that we've made. Be sure you're looking for Hematitehomestead on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Hit that subscribe button and follow along. And don't forget, check out Steven with the V. We will see you next time.